Title: The echo of the abyss. The silence was a heavy cloak, denser than the mist swirling at my feet. A sepulchral silence, broken only by the wild beat of my own heart. My name is Elias, and I am a priest. Or, rather, was a priest. Now, I am just a lost soul in this spectral wasteland, a limbo between life and death where shadows dance to the rhythm of lost laments. I came here seeking answers. Looking for my sister, Clara, who disappeared a year ago in inexplicable circumstances. The authorities categorized it as a simple runaway case, but I knew Clara would never leave without saying goodbye. I had a hunch, a visceral certainty, that drove me to look for her beyond the limits of reason. Legend spoke of a place, a nexus between worlds, where tormented souls wandered in search of redemption. A place guarded by an ancient entity, a dark being known as the Guardian of Souls. Desperate, I decided to follow the trail of rumors, delving into the unknown, begging to find some clue that would lead me to Clara. The path was a gradual descent into madness. Trees twisted like skeletal hands rose around me, their bare branches clawing at the leaden sky. The earth, damp and cold, gave way under my feet, as if the ground itself was trying to swallow me. With each step, I felt the pressure increase, an invisible force that squeezed my chest, making it difficult to breathe. Suddenly, I heard it. A guttural whisper, crawling from the darkness. A deep voice, laden with a millennial sadness. Here lie those who found no peace. I stopped dead in my tracks, my heart pounding in my ears. In front of me, emerging from the shadows, stood an imposing figure. Tall and thin, cloaked in dark robes that merged with the night. His face, hidden under a hood, was an unfathomable void, a promise of perdition. "Who are you?" I managed to articulate, my voice barely a thread. The figure did not respond immediately. He remained silent, watching me with an intensity that froze my blood. Finally, the deep voice resonated again, like the echo of a funeral bell. "I am the guardian, custodian of this place. What do you seek, mortal?" "I'm looking for my sister," I replied, feeling a shiver run down my spine. "Her name is Clara. She disappeared a year ago." The guardian tilted his head, as if considering my words. Then, he extended a bony hand, pointing to a spot in the distance. "She is here. But I can't simply hand her over to you. To release her, you must face your own demons." "My demons?" I knew what he meant. The doubts that gnawed at me from within, the wavering faith, the guilt for not being present when my sister needed me most. "What do I have to do?" I asked, swallowing hard. "You must walk the paths of purgatory," replied the guardian. "Face the specters that haunt this place. Each of them represents a part of yourself. If you manage to overcome them, if you find redemption in their stories, you can claim your sister." I accepted the challenge, though fear gripped me. The guardian handed me a small lantern, whose flickering light barely managed to penetrate the darkness. He warned me that the light was my only defense, and that I should never extinguish it. I entered purgatory, a labyrinth of lost souls and fragmented memories. The first specter I encountered was that of a soldier, consumed by the remorse for the lives he had taken in the war. He told me his story, the horror of the battle, the inability to escape the memory of the faces of his victims. I listened attentively, trying to understand his pain, to find humanity even in the darkness of his actions. Then, I came across a woman, tormented by the regret of having abandoned her family in search of a better life. Her weeping was heartbreaking, a constant lament for lost time, for wasted opportunities. I tried to comfort her, reminding her that there is always hope, that it is never too late to ask for forgiveness and seek reconciliation. Each specter was a mirror of my own insecurities and failures. Through their stories, I began to understand my own limitations, to accept my mistakes, to forgive myself. The light of my lantern shone more intensely as I advanced, as if my own redemption fueled its flame. Finally, I reached a clearing in the center of purgatory. There, surrounded by shadows, I saw her. Clara. She was pale and emaciated, but I recognized her instantly. "Clara!" I shouted, running towards her. But something stopped me. An invisible force prevented me from approaching. The guardian appeared beside me, his face now visible in the light of my lantern. It was an old and tired face, but full of ancient wisdom. "It's not that simple, Elias," said the guardian. "Clara is trapped here for her own sins. To release her, you must convince her that she deserves forgiveness." Clara looked at me with tear-filled eyes. "I can't, Elias," she said in a trembling voice. "I have done terrible things. I don't deserve to be saved." Then I understood. Clara was not trapped in purgatory by an external power, but by her own guilt. She had made a mistake in life, a mistake that consumed her from within, preventing her from finding peace. I approached her, ignoring the force that held me back. I took her hands in mine, looking her in the eyes. "Clara, I know you have suffered," I told her. "I know you've done things you regret. But we all make mistakes. The important thing is to learn from them and move on. I forgive you, Clara. And I know that God will forgive you too." Clara burst into tears. Her tears were like a purifying rain, washing away the guilt that had imprisoned her for so long. Slowly, the force that prevented me from approaching vanished. I was able to hug my sister, feel her warmth, know that she was safe. "You have proven yourself worthy, Elias," said the guardian. "You have faced your demons and found redemption in the pain of others. Now, you can take your sister back to the world of the living." I took Clara's hand, and together, we left purgatory behind. As we moved away, the light of my lantern dimmed, until it was completely extinguished. We didn't need it anymore. We had found the light within ourselves. I woke up in the forest, near the place where Clara had disappeared. She was by my side, sleeping peacefully. I hugged her tightly, grateful to have her back. I never knew if it had all been a dream, a hallucination produced by my desperation. But from that day on, my faith was strengthened. I understood that purgatory is not a physical place, but a state of the soul. A state where we face our own demons and struggle to find redemption. And that the guardian of souls is not a dark and evil being, but a guide who helps us find the path to peace. But sometimes, when the night is dark and the silence is deep, I think I hear the deep voice again, the echo of the abyss, reminding me that the fight against darkness is a constant battle, and that the real hell is in our own mind. And I wonder, did I really take Clara out of purgatory, or did I just bring her with me?